if you be a red and black. Well, can you now? What is a near? Mommy, Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings. No more, Italy.
Yo, nigga, Nime, Name, the bonny, Woko, Bonnie, I'm a cane. I can one I seen swear, that kind. Can I man? What do you make your boy? I can't tell by Nick at chair here, but imagine a moment of catching, or one lay more beer than I got a paper.
No, for what do you know? Okay, honey, happy Muku. Ejake, Wonuku Ehilahi. Yaeko, you want no neighbor. I can't tell you how to bang. Your pretty Kawaya told me that thing. The West and one were ni okay, we could I didn't come up. The English war was here for Kavani. Woba, no one. What can I say? I feel no cook. No more than sunny. That be a share. There. Helayibu, that be a share. Kavawati. Look at Beno Wati. Nakan she water. No one hanging. I feel no cook. For no wawa, that be a share. One sour quawa. Me. Okay, what we could. You know.
Chami again. A bonny liga can watch it, but when I make Gamma I can hear again. I'm hanging up here. No cool. It can be a share. Can be a share of Flamonidia or Abba, or Apia, who call me as a fearful. You know what? Need that care what you are, but about full. Like a me by me, Baba. As I know, could you put the gammy? Nam Kajam tree. Or need a neighbor, and yeah, it down at the car. Could you get any? You could pa, it could be 70. Nick about how queer. You are me.
Yeah, don't about we.
Yeah. We could have. Yeah, he's got it.
Mula, I'm about to say, open for a conveying. But your opinion. One of us for a bushia. The Liga SM also a buyer. Obamaya Yako na waset day na washa yinkran na asama sabe atoye yasam kefa ito omaye nyina sheding na obaya so a wa manokwa okura nsem snap adaka ena nsuo baako edioson ena odi bejam yen na agye dia som ahoho de base the good pies were yet the snapping bisu egufam ama otwedi ampo ankopon eni asase ya mura
chain oma niga import ati se asida kese paana ebe be ma wo mo alifefa omba ya amabe na omrati to say adia no se kan no e ba no e ko bo bampini amane o mampini so ma ne pinfo betre se bibia ni a o ma ni dia o me shase enti se bia o mampini ni dom be ye no mo ba go latia on so ni kofo e mo mo so swat na sitin
dan channel obanya boku ni ba ke Edandiga, she was the non in your thing. Miss Aniaba, Eabo, Mamupa, me G. Don the Mani Mama, His Excellency Amaniaka, no neighbor, me Lamuke, me Narapedo Efe, you first day there, my fair Yalami. No, I can work fair by Jane. No money about the here about you. Lord, the dear Shabba Baliga Jane, me about Balamaniake, Neke, me Atu, me Yala, you will act here. See, there you are, don't Abuabui.
You, nigga, Nime, Name, the one who will me, Jamaican, and go that way, I don't Abuabui. She be na matu fe kenin fe amanchi amachi amaben kese wuwe kona me hano wo le gbagya no to wo shume ko wo radon akoba nwa me no Ahinaba Otumfo Akomfahine and head of the family, children, Your Excellency, Chief of Staff, Members of Parliament, Ministers of State, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. His Majesty King Tackie Teiko Tsuru II has asked specially that, considering that his land is a melting pot for other friends who have come from different parts of the country, we express this in English so that everybody else could understand. He says that we should convey to the family his heartfelt condolences, considering that Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings was an asset to the nation, and considering that he is one who also believes very much in the empowerment of the girl child, her education, her health, and her general incorporation into our society. He holds Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings in a very special place in his heart. Today, he says that even though tradition demands that his court be informed about the passing of our dear mother and friend, he has decided to put all of that aside to come and show this much love to the family, because Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings stood as a tower that represented many different things. He says that as tradition demands as well, he has a box of schnapps to perform customary rites in accordance with our Ghanaian culture. Added to that as well, considering that we have visitors going in and coming out, 70 boxes of mineral water to add as we get ourselves ready to get the family together and the state together to prepare a date for a fitting send-off for our beloved mother and friend Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings. Finally, he says that all of us here are one family as a result of this. And our elders say that anytime you hear wailing in your backyard, you have to go and find out what it is. He decided that he will adhere very strictly to this saying that our elders have put into our ears all of these years. And with that, he extends his heartfelt love to the head of family and to the children and to all of us who at this time are wailing quietly in our hearts as we continue to pray to God to give us strength to light up the dark side of our hearts in these very trying times. We are grateful to all of you. Your Excellency, Chief of Staff, Honorable Ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, King Tackie Teiko Tsuru II, the Chief Custodian of the land and the man who is the embodiment of culture, says that he extends his love to the family and that he knows that the earth will support you. He knows that the good Lord himself will also support you. We are grateful.
That's it. Niga said, Madama, oh, hey, you said, or Montana did cheat. So, a key when you pay for chief of staff and the ministers. Almost a key. Nadama, with the resident say, we have to in the same Hamidia, Manka, almost so, and Nasana tree, that the number sequence, so.
Niga, Nime, Name, Babani, Babani, Amebe, Amekene. King Tackie Teiko Tsuru says he wholeheartedly welcomes Her Excellency and all state officials so they can also come and perform their rites. Thank you.
Anyway, the sermon, as a dame, when you get here, it's not done, like I said, over to Nama, the Vice President, Nama Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings, so Abama, Amamuni, Wamabuchia, Nali Germany.
Yeah, follow.
Her Excellency the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable Ministers of State, Honorable Chief of Staff, the Chief of Staff of the Office of the Vice President, fellow appointees of the government, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, family, my nephew and nieces, I'd like to welcome you all to the home of Her Excellency, the former First Lady of the Republic, Nana Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings. Like custom demands, as and before the Asebio, yet we will fear not obi, but to our Ubisapanso. And I have been tasked by the head of family. Now that we said the year, back we said the year, they are complaining here to the Otum for the Asante Yene to ask you of your mission here this afternoon, respectfully.
Thank you very much. Otum for us, a confirmer, whatever, and the Minyawanka. And so now mechanic tree. The son say a young man was 17, mechanic buff. Members of the Agyeman-Rawlings and allied families. Last week Thursday, a bad wind blew through this country. And we decided to come here today to hear the details for ourselves. His Excellency the President himself who will lead the delegation. But there has been an emergency that has taken him outside the country. And he said, considering the importance, the role, and the persona involved, we shouldn't wait till he comes back. And then we should come and engage with the family. And when he comes back, we'll continue from there. So we're here this morning, led by Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Professor Jane Nana Okwajiman, the Chief of Staff, Mr. Julius Daba, the Chief of Staff and Office of the Vice President, Mr. Secretary, the political advisor to the Vice President, Honorable Dr. Saman Fuswampafu, the Minister of Finance, Honorable Kisa Akwasin, the Minister of Energy, Honorable Lance C. and request, Minister of Lands and Natural Resources. I don't have the capacity to do a record shuffle. I repent. Lands and Natural Resources, the Minister for Use, Honorable Kwame Ijia, various ministers of state. I see the Minister of Sports, Kofi Adams. I see the Deputy Minister of Defense, I see the Minister in charge of climate change. I see the Minister Nana Bampo, many staffers. I see the entire cabinet is here. John Dumanu. I see Mr. Nathan Kofi Boache in charge of operations, and many more. The time will not permit me to mention all the names. And so we're here today to, as tradition demands, listen officially, and then we'll take it from there. So on that note, I like to humbly and respectfully inform you that is our mission, and then subsequently our Vice President will speak to us. And if there's any other announcement, we'll add it to it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I defer to the Busapedi.
Johnny, Honorable Free, much as I would like to also speak in English, I will on this occasion prefer to speak as Antipi. Actually, Bauma. Your Excellency Vice President, Honorable Ministers of State, and presidential delegation Amaba, and the CBD of Papa Negada. Na mobile year means say Kobini busy. It will be the next say Asema Ba, Asema Pie. Asema Pie say, would be Ponkesi Bia Kubuha, Wajidi, Nana Uraye, Her Excellency, Nana Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings. But you're not a day. Anything you have, never the same. About the same. Nanu Krabaya, not to Kramayi. Anna, be a humo. Now, Luna, me pay beer. The fellow, Mrs. Ifra. Omo aka won ekiti na kwa bi ni mo frem. No free. Ye no fuso. We cry the King Church. Wa ko the baby. Woni ni babeni. Omo pinga da ku fo baby. Woni na ni pinfo. Ni amtie yi the baby. Ni di kuta hu wi aso no wo church obi a na me hu ye. If you want to chase it, say the Muhammad. Yakodaso Abiachi. Maybe a manka after my Mikami, Mitiasi Krum, or family, with white shirt, a shape, a cocra, little came in court. Now, no fancy, a friend, if you used to say, of Mr. Who so the Bibia na bra na sama pie bra rate hospital ha agency wana bibi koy ni ko do ye say oba oni ni abe ni dimika bi ni fika ni de ko na doctor for ono ono atras yo na makunya a doctor for de maka chen say anopano na no hold do no na onye batani awon so say doctor say ni o so ni say dey no fe o mo ko fi na the man so le ni ba hospital say be ke ti bi ni na ta man ho ni ya o so na ayi o ni de say dey ni aso ni adi ayi ti ni na ko pon ni so o ni yo ni say pe no ti ni tu nti ankasa hono ano ana no ana na mi cha dia na o man poliso ni so afọ baako na o de milati o na bi so o ho ana o mo de faction say ye wen yo man de ni mami na mi kan chen na wan ta no si like ni na ho no chishini wa nti ko jubileus ko o man peni fe ko chance but my mini na actually satisfied. No to say the local say. Say na kwa bi liberty ogana ha ni yasnani na no. Ono abemi a ya ye krata to ni abobi asemani na amane ga na amane. Ne ni kan ni enko she ni enko penu kwa bia wo. Ni hospital. Much no ana do she no. Ni di so o ko ni ko to ko. The baby fear let us don't know na ano shie kuwanta tampo for ni pe about yate abadua no se ni so no ye sign hye na metremo no fa so ni class na me tudwa sas ma be ye no so ade chi fia da no anopa ni petit sa chasese eba Onwa na di na owura Julius Debra di kamba anopa no behu ye okoye omampani dada na na da ko kufado woni ne dom so bai ebechia omu wo hanwa mu no omuko ya pe na the whole parliament dom pani ni dom dada ina besam aso de mutam ya pepe ombeja mtitire zanata on so ka mu ho hono mbeche se hono kwa no hono were chairwoman of the defense and security committee nti anu so ni na begu ha no mo hono asuna omampani dada Philadelphia Mrs Johnson Selif also ne dom almost buy nipa buy so the kind of omampani dada for now so also become also buy anɔpɛ nipa abasa mmeɛkɔsa nyama ɛkyɛ asɛsɛ na ananso nyama bi nyinaa ɔn deɛ onimkyɛ mu nyinaa ne ti ne nhyia ɛne nyina wɔnyɛ ndɛ bi kɔ lei sam dawoma nka wie a ɛne nyinaa ne ti ne nhyia ɔno nso na ɛkyɛ asɛsɛ ɛnɛ ɔbɛba nyama bi nyinaa kofi bu a tama ne ne wɔkyɛ ma wɔyɛ na ɔyɛ ne boss ono si hɔ enti mobaya asɛm a moba sɛ mutimana wade nyinaa na Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings ɔtwerɛ mu ahwɛ dan Ghana yɛahwɛ adeɛ na mobaya na asɛm no ɛno no
nana wedeɛ ɔda wase ɛbu na ɛya ɛnso yɛhwɛ n'enyim a ɔyɛɛyɛ ne n'abrabɔ a na yɛde kyikyi yɛwerɛ nti baabi yɛduru yi nka mɛsrɛ na mafrɛ the acting president of the Republic of Ghana yɛ maame Professor Nana Jane Agyeman na ɔne yɛ akasa kakra.
Madam Secretary, nananom nina nane mpanyinfoɔ a wɔhyia mu wɔ ha wei deɛ wei da mpanyinfoɔ wɔn ka wɔn asɛm deɛ wɔn sɛ wei deɛ dwe na ne nie efi sɛ ɛyɛ asɛm a ato yi nyinaa ɛnkyɛn pii yɛn nso yɛante asɛm da na mekupo deɛ na me ni ha we can get number between so baby I'm all be a material. Sassama at you mean. Your buy so another money. I say, I send you a eba. Now per casa saying, Yana was when no master a son. Into any big breaker. The Bacan said, Mamma, teach you Mofano. No monte asenso say nyina so ye wo ho ai be susu mumu na iyenso saa no eba ne saa no a se de anim no obia ne ekwan a wafa so a nipa no wahwe na je nti nyina wo kwan a fa so yesu no nti e besre ne nyina nso ye ma bibia nye adwebro bibia nye boko na yentimi enja no kwan sadia efta ye kase e betena ne aka na asemo a ade besa yen enyina yenim ade a woye enyina yenim obra wabo enti de be kan se esre yakon onfa nsie no ma yen so akokuduro de oye ya ye pe ya enim se bebrebe no ye nto aso na bi ni nyina enkoniye e ma yen enti nyame fa ne kransi no ma yen nyina so asomdwe edamase.
Okay.
right, if you are watching us on TV and probably listening to us on City 97.3 FM, these are live images from the residence of the late former First Lady of the Republic of Ghana, Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings, whose passing was announced last Thursday while receiving treatment at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. Since Thursday, notable figures and a section of the public have been visiting the premises here in Accra to commiserate with the bereaved family. Currently, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Professor Nana Jane Agyeman, who has led a government delegation to her residence to commiserate with the bereaved family. The children and other relatives are going around to exchange pleasantries and to say thank you for showing up in such trying times for them. This is the coverage of our commiseration visits to the family of the late former First Lady, Ghana's longest serving First Lady for that matter, Nana Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings, at a residence here in Accra. Currently, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Professor Nana Jane Agyeman, who's led a government delegation here in the former First Lady's home. The Vice President is in the company of Finance Minister Dr. Kasiala Tuforsen, Minister for Lands and Natural Resources and MP for Elembele, Honorable Emmanuel Amakufibua. I also see the Deputy Presidential Spokesperson, Madam Shamima Muslim, also Deputy Chief of Staff, Nana Oye Lita, I beg your pardon, Nana Oye Bampo, and a host of other government functionaries, and definitely the Chief of Staff, Julius Deborah, who has for the second time returned to the home of the late former First Lady to commiserate with the bereaved family and to show up for them again in such trying times. Also, the Minister for Sports, Kofi Adams, who was here earlier, has also returned to be in the company of the Vice President and other government functionaries to perform the same, duty of commiserating with the bereaved family. Since her passing on Thursday, notable figures including former presidents John Ajekum Kufuor, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and today former Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia have all been here to commiserate with the bereaved family. Also, members of the international community, and notably the former Liberian President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, have also been here showing up for the bereaved family, particularly all four children who are now orphans: Zaneto, Yasantua, Amina, and Kimothy Rawlings. Like many people who have been speaking since the announcement of a passing, the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Agyeman, said the news came to her as a shock. And she was gobsmacked, literally lost for words. But like it's been said time and time again, death is that guest who keeps gate crashing. You just can't be sure when it will come knocking at your door. So they have accepted that fate, that inevitable part of our human existence. And yes, the Chief of Staff at the Office of the Vice President, Mr. Alex Segbefia, is also present. The Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Agyeman, who is leading a government delegation presently. is expected to soon sign the book of condolence.
Ministers, members of Parliament present, staffers of the presidency, Megan, on behalf of my family, my siblings, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to you for the show of love and support today. This did come as a shock to all of us. And as we say, God knows best. Because everyone seems to have a story to tell about how they only saw her the day before. Spoke to her. They had plans with her a few days before that. And I think it's the most blessed way to go without having to suffer and go through a lot. She lived a good long life. She served her country with diligence and dignity and dedication. And even as a family, it's been very overwhelming, the outpouring of love from across this nation, across the continent, and across the world. And indeed, we feel privileged to have been part of that story just by being related to her. She set the bar really high, and many people have come and spoken so highly of her in person and via social media and the mainstream media. We're hearing about testimonies that we knew nothing about, speaking to how she touched people's lives in very personal ways. As you said in your remarks, perhaps this is not the place to tell all the stories, because I know you have a very personal story to tell regarding your relationship with her. And I know that someday Ghana will hear about that relationship as well. There's a lot people don't understand and don't know about her. But everyone's personal story will paint a picture of the woman she truly was. We are privileged by your presence here today. We are honored by the love that you have shown. And we want to say a big thank you. And may God richly bless you. And indeed, your words of wisdom, I believe, have touched everyone here. That we give her befitting farewell with the dignity that she deserves. Peace and harmony and respect. Thank you so very much for being here. May God richly bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. And as I said, at this juncture, the acting president will lead a frontline delegation to go and sign the book of condolence, after which he would come and sing the final farewell and depart. Thank you very much. Shibari, Shiponcha, Niga, Horadon, Ake, Unabi, Umewo, Ucho Ake, Usumagwana, Ganya no Papa Jibo, Imajobo, Ombibe, Cha, Umanyaga. So, Chairman, Sakwan Dawa, acting president, name penny for. Okay. Okay. Let's stress penny for a moment, Dawson. Enti, Okasa Ubana Debia, the Nipana Dosupa, Zedem Sikano, the Casa Cabinet now. My boy Bridget feeding, my boy Kofi Guachi, Niabema, Rosemont Obin, my boy Dr. Idrisu, policy advisor, Professor Teresa Enim, presidential aide or vice president office, Erika Hianyo, office of the president, Dr. Wisdom Anku, presidential office of the president, Professor Khalid, policy advisor, Dr. Benis Benpon, presidential staffer, Shamima Muslim, I'm operating on TV, so Musa Abdullahi, aide to the VIP, Dr. Hamza Zakaria, policy advisor, Madam Mansa Amwa, policy advisor, Mabonana Oyedi, Omodo Subepe, Deputy Minister for Local Governments and Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, MP for LAC, Deputy Finance Minister, also MP for Eshojaman, and also Ewa Hebi. Yeah, I can now we are Piganesa. No, be a Munina, the Mama Kwaba, that was Sibepe. Nana Sambu Butler, and Mimi Abema Kofi Ocheda, KOD, Dr. Nimwe Thompson, police, NDPC, Ama, Minimso Yama Prat, Minimso South in Basel, Yama Prat.
Yeah, Penny Abedi actually, as a sia or on the FA chairman, Penny, which you find. And then in Penny for saying almost 90 as a kind of former. Now, your quamma or Nancy. Penny channel, which I penny say, which Miss Nancy.
Yadawasi Baby. Ebe so aba kɔpɛ sɛ ebe tutu nneɛma yie na yɛ gya ne kwan yɛ maame kwan fɛfɛɛfɛ ne nua bɛyɛ kasa na ɔka stories na emu bi nso deɛ ɛwɔ stories mu stories amanfo nyinaa bɛte ama ehu sɛ yɛ maame no ɔdɔ ɔman no paa efiri n'akoma mu nti ɛdamase sɛ ebe pɛ deɛ emu kakra.
Premises of the former First Lady, Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings, where she led a government delegation with the bereaved family Yes, I just saw the special aide to the president and, of course, presidential advisor, Madam Joyce Bawa Mokhtari. Key amongst the government delegation include Finance Minister Dr. Kasala Toposen, Chief of Staff Julius Deborah, and also Chief of Staff at the Office of the Vice President, Mr. Alex Segbefia, Member of Parliament for Elembele and Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. Emmanuel Amakufibua. Mr. Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo is also the political advisor to the Vice President. He's also present here. I see Dr. Sharif Khalid, also a policy advisor to the Vice President, and Madam Shamima Muslim, who is a deputy presidential spokesperson, also present, and a host of other notable figures. The Vice President is bidding a farewell like she exits the residence of the The government delegation exiting the premises of the former First Lady, or the residence of the former First Lady, Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings. So the Vice President, who is currently the acting President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku Agyeman, with Dr. Zanetta Rawlings, one of the children of the late First Lady, Nana Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings. It's been the same, function since the announcement of the passing of Ghana's longest serving First Lady, Nana Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings. The Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku Agyeman, over there sharing a warm hug with Dr. Zanetta Rawlings. Okay, now we have the Deputy Presidential spokesperson, Madam Shamima Muslim.
Yes.
Shamima, you're live on Channel 1 TV. Yes, I mean, this is a national mourning moment, but for those of you in the governing NDC, I see it hits even harder.
Indeed.
How did this news come to you?
Well, it came to us just like in the early hours of the day, and we're all hoping that we'll hear some good news, and then later the family came to confirm to the president that indeed, we had lost Nana Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings. As a party, we will definitely do the needful. As a government, we will do the needful, because irrespective of what had happened later on, we can't write the history of the NDC without Nana Konadu's contribution. And so she will receive a befitting farewell.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So that was the Deputy Presidential Spokesperson, Madam Shamima Muslim, who has reiterated government's, commitment to ensure that the former First Lady is given a befitting burial. We know that the former First Lady was not merely a First Lady; she was a champion for women's rights. She from
A lot of members. Way back 1995, women's. If I'm a women's activist today, it's thanks to her. She identified some of us, picked us up. I remember the first time I stepped in America was as part of her delegation in 1998, where we went on a conference for women's rights. And that is what
engendered me. That is what got me really interested in the whole issue of gender. And 1995 for me was a turning moment. When she went to Beijing, came back from Beijing, and scaled up her activism. She focused on economic empowerment of women and also their well-being. And I'm sure you've heard about the daycare centers that she set up throughout the country. And like as Anacho said, there are very unique stories. People don't know what she put into creating the NDC, that even at times she will sell her jewelry and she will sell her own personal stuff just to raise funds to continue to campaign or to continue to mobilize. So I remember her for three things. One, in terms of mobilizing women for political work, changing the face of politics in Ghana, setting us back to our roots in terms of what Kwame Nkrumah also did with market women to help us gain independence. She was the second to mobilize women and make sure that women took their place at the table in terms of politics throughout Africa. She also changed the face of the role of the First Lady. Our previous First Ladies were not as active as she was, but she made the role of the First Lady a role that helped their respective husbands to also develop the country. So she played her role in her own unique way and partnered with her husband, Flight Lieutenant General Rawlings, and made sure that women were lifted up. And one significant achievement was the promulgation of the PNDC for the Interstate Society. And from then until now, women are not sacked from their houses when their husbands die. Children are not destitute because of Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings. She stood as president. She wanted to become president of Ghana. We remember her for and it was so significant that she said, "Be bold." So today we are remembering Be Bold. Today we are remembering a matriarch. Today we are remembering a woman dedicated to the cause of Ghana, to the cause of women in Ghana also. May she rest in power. We thank her family and we say that may she rest in peace and her children also continue with her legacy. Thank you very much.
All right, so you heard the Nana Agyeman-Rawlings, who's the deputy chief of staff. So presently the Gamanche and his entourage are exiting the residence of the former First Lady, King Tackie Teiko Tsuru, the second Gamanche, president of the Traditional Council, who also has been here to commiserate and to show up for the bereaved family in such trying times. We're still coming to you live from the residence of the late former First Lady, Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings. It's been a busy day here since Thursday when her passing was officially announced. We understand while she was receiving treatment at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, tributes have been pouring in. And one thing that has been running through indeed is her legacy and how passionate she was about empowering women, particularly through her 31st December Women's Movement and other initiatives aimed at strengthening legislations to protect the rights of women.
So like the timing will be.
Keep up your reporting, eh?
Thank you.
Channel 1.
Charlie, City, check out that. You get
take me off here. Well, we understood this one. Call.
And space space, very, very important. For me personally, she took me like a son. I had a lot of affection for her, and I believe she did have a lot of affection for me. In it,